Welcome to Sai Tech Info channel, my dear UPSC and TNPSC aspirants. In this session, let us discuss about the interlinking of rivers in India. By interlinking all rivers can provide a possible solution to the multidimensional and interrelated problems of droughts, floods, and interrupted navigation. Let us examine one by one. The NRLP, that is National River Linking Projects, was formerly known as the National Perspective Plan. According to this NRLP project, the water can be transferred from surplus basins to deficit basins. We can call the surplus basins as the donor basins and the deficit basins as the acceptor basins. There is flooding of water in surplus basins, but there is drought or scarcity of water in deficit basins. So there is a need for interbasin water transfer project where we have to store the water, process the water, divert the water. The essential requirements of water are drinking, domestic usage, irrigation, and industrial consumption. There are around 37 rivers across our Bharat, and there are 30 links to be constructed. Once this project is finished, there will be a nationwide network of 3,000 storage dams, and it would be a great gigantic South Asian water grid. Now let us discuss about the environmental issues. They are detrimental to initiate this wonderful project. The main issue is most of the environmentalists, they worry about the submerge of vast forest area, and thereby the floras and faunas are disturbed, the wildlife are disturbed, and we need to displace the communities also, thereby they have to change their lifestyles. Maintaining water quality is another technical problem, and we need to deal with the climatic conditions. With all that, we have to take care of public health, and we should have possible solutions to handle floods, erosion, and seismic events. In fact, some rivers like Teesta have changed their course due to an earthquake. Once Teesta was flowing into Ganga, and now it joins with Brahmaputra in Bangladesh due to an earthquake. So we need to enter into an agreement with our neighboring countries also, like Nepal and Bangladesh. So the network of Indian rivers is broadly classified into two components: peninsular component, that connecting South Indian rivers; Himalayan component, that connecting North Indian rivers. So the blue lines indicate the North Indian rivers. They are the Himalayan component. And the red lines indicate the peninsular components that connects the south part of India. There are 16 possible river links, namely Mahanadi to Godavari, Inchampalli to Nagarjuna Sagar, Inchampalli to Pulichitala, Polavaram to Vijayawada, Almaty to Pennar, Srisailam to Pennar, Nagarjuna Sagar to Somasila, Somasila to Grand Anicut, Kattalai to Vaigai to Gunda, Kin to Betwa, Parbati to Kalisin to Chambal, Par to Tapi, Narmada, Damanganga to Pinja, Beti to Varda, Netravati to Hemavati, Pamba to Achankovil to Vaipar. Similarly, there are 14 vital links in the Himalayan component. They are Kosi to Mechi, Kosi to Gagra, Gandak to Ganga, Gagra to Yamuna, Sardra to Yamuna, Yamuna to Rajasthan, Rajasthan to Sabarmati, Chunar to Sone barrage, Sone dam to southern tributaries of Ganga, Manas to Sankosh, Tista to Ganga, Jogi Gopa to Tista, Tista to Faraka, Faraka to Sundarbans, Ganga to Ganga, that is Faraka to Damodar, Subarmareka to Mahanadi. Once the NRLP is completed, there will be an increase of utilizable water resources by 25%. It also reduces the inequality of water resources in different regions. The increased capacity will increase definitely India's per capita storage of water. The current situation is we have 200 cubic meter per person in India, whereas in USA it is 5,960 cubic meter. Similarly, in Australia they have 4,717 cubic meter per person. In China they have 2,486 cubic meter per person. So when you compare all these things, our water consumption per person in India, that is availability in India, is 200 only. NRLP project costs in 2000, the Himalayan component, it was estimated 23 billion US dollar. Peninsula component 40 billion US dollar. Hydropower component that takes care of the interlinking of these rivers, that would cost 58 billion US dollar. So the total is 121 billion US dollar. The potentially utilizable water resources serve the agricultural, domestic and industrial sectors, whereas TPWR represents total renewable water resources. PWR is a portion of TRWR. So the Brahmaputra has the largest TWR, that is the total renewable water resources. It's around 622 cubic kilometer. So, but there is only 3% of total population due to some topographical constraints using this water, and that PUWR, that is potentially utilizable water resource, is 51 cubic kilometer only. It means they are using 8.2% water only, the remaining is wasted. So let us think about the linking of our rivers. Thank you very much for watching this video.